Hello, brother Levi. I didn't intend for to bring you guys here today. I just got here to send out Christmas and a New Year message to our world family. And but thank God that you're here. Wow, other people are coming in. I intended for it to be recorded, but because the recording feature is not working because this is a free version of StreamYard. So it's not working. So I just decided to come live. But thank God that you guys are here to support me. Thank you so much, uh, Deborah. Deborah, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. I intend to just send out a message, and after that, I would just sign out. Okay. I didn't intend to bring you guys here because today is Thursday, but I'm going to keep doing this until the end of the month, whenever I have the opportunity to do so, so that children, women, and young people worldwide get our Christmas and New Year message so that we can end the year in a better and higher note, and to be sure that we are writing down our master plan for the year, our goals and our dreams, and also teaching our children to do the same, and to jumpstart the new year on a higher and better note. So today, we're going to be talking about from closure to calling, ending the year with strength, entering the new year with purpose. From closure to calling, ending the year with strength, and entering the new year with purpose. And the question that awakens the room, the question that awakens humanity, the question that awakens you and I and everyone is, what do you do when a year changes you? That is a very big question. And this question is intended to be answered individually, sitting with yourself and answer this question truthfully. What do you do when a year changes you? Every one of us carries stories this year, stories that have been written on our hearts, stories of triumph, stories of greatness, stories of pain, stories of stories of growth, stories of awakening, stories of healing, and stories of even stretching beyond what you can do, and stories of always becoming. And this is very important. But the deeper question is this: now that this year has awakened you, what will you do with this awakening? That is a very beautiful question. And it is a question that we must answer for ourselves before we jumpstart the new year. Now that this year has awakened you, what would you do with the awakening? We need to answer these questions. So, because closure is not the end of the year or the end of the chapter, closure is the calling into the next level in our lives. And today, as one global movement, we gather not just to end another year, but to rise into a new one with clarity, courage, and purpose. And so, finishing the new year with what? Strength. Every year gives us three important gifts that each year gives to us. What it taught us. What is this year that it's coming to an end? What did it teach you? What did it teach me is the question that we'll be asking ourselves. What it took from us. What does this year take from us as we are gradually getting to the end? And what it awakened in us? What did this year awaken in you? And what did it awaken in me as well? And what did it awaken in all of us as one global movement family? Some lessons were very heavy, we must admit. Welcome, John. I intended for this to be recorded. And because we don't have that recording feature on StreamYard, I thought I would do it by myself. But hey, you guys are awakened. Your hearts are awakened. And you want to make sure that we do this together. Thank you so much. So some lessons were very heavy. We must admit that. Some blessings were quiet. Some awakenings came wrapped in tears, but all of them shaped us into who we are now and we are going to continue to become. And so, as one global movement, we do not end the year in defeat, not at all. We end the year in gratitude, saying thank you to the creator of the universe and saying thank you to all of us here who have been walking this journey together with all of us, one global movement family. Gratitude and in wisdom and in a deeper understanding of our mission to uplift children, women, and young people, to empower young people, to nurture children, to restore dignity, to build hope in every child, every woman, and every young person, and to heal communities, to answer injustice with courage. These are the lessons that we have learned, and we're going to continue to build on this as we enter the new year. But the question is, how do we end this year on a better and purposeful note? How do we end it? Just the way that we are doing here by writing our goals and our dreams down, by asking ourselves, sitting with ourselves in a very private place, putting our hearts and our hands together, asking those very uncomfortable questions to ourselves that we must answer and nobody else, and giving these same questions to the creator to help us answer these questions with clarity and focus so that we can jumpstart the new year on a higher and better note. And so one global movement says strength is not how we start the year. That is not what it is. Strength is how we choose to finish it. And finishing it doesn't mean when you get to the finishing line, that is the end of it. Finishing it means finishing it on a better and higher note with that courage and confidence that says we are going to continue to always work to become what God has created us to be. And so, awaken, align, and arise. I am calling on each and every one of us, one global movement family worldwide, to awaken, align, and arise. And so this year did not break you, neither did it break me, right? It prepared you and also prepared me. It prepared all of us here as one global movement family. It awakened your compassion. It aligned your spirit. It pushed you to rise higher and higher, and to also encourage our children, our young people, and our families to rise higher, even though with those challenges. Remember, when we look at Psalm 23, it says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. It says, even though. That means it is recognizing that in your becoming, in working on your goals and your dreams for this year, and as you come to the end of this year, you understand that even with those challenges, you're still going to push through and you're going to do what it takes for you to push through and to continue to do so in the new year, but on a better note. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. That means I have taken the decision. I know that this evil doesn't mean that it's something, it's somebody who died, or it doesn't actually mean death. It means there are these challenges, these difficulties, these storms that are on your path to become what God has created you to be. But you're going to take that decision to say, even though I walk through this valley of the shadow of death, I am not going to fear. I will have the courage to still do what I have been called to do, what God has created me to do. Because in these challenges are there to build us up so that we become more resilient and more determined to keep moving ahead without being so angry, without being so blameful, without being so bashful, without saying, you know what, I am going to give up. No, that is not what it is. There is a shift taking place around the world that we all know. A rising of hearts, especially with young people. Young people are transforming the world like never before sin. A rising of purpose. Young people are taking the lead in transforming the world. A rising of responsibility. Young people are saying, if not me, then who? If not now, then when? Who is going to do it and when? Right now is the moment, and it is us. And that is what the young people are telling themselves. It is us who have to transform the world for the better, so that when we exit the stage of this life, we will have left behind a life that is worth living, a life of posterity that would last generations to come. So the question is no longer, can one person make a difference? The question now is, if not us, this One Global Movement family, when and who? That is the question we should be asking ourselves. So One Global Movement stands at the crossroads, not just one crossroad, but at many crossroads of awakening and action. We've got to tell ourselves, what action am I going to start taking right now with the goals and dreams that I have written that are going to help me jumpstart the new year even on a higher level? And that is what we should be asking ourselves, because we have all it takes. We have it. If you don't have your voice, you have your eyes. You don't have your eyes, you have your head to think. If you don't have that, you have your hands, putting those hands together to do something. If you don't have it, we have everything. God has given us everything. If you don't have one thing, that is a thing that you're not good at. Leave that alone and use what you are good at to arrive at where you want to be and to continue to scale forward as we get into the new year. So One Global Movement stands at crossroads of awakening and action. Our mission is global, and that is why we must work together and do it with action, daily action, no matter how small they are. Maybe it's thinking and writing down your plans. Maybe it's just saying, you know what, I have to visit this orphanage. Or maybe it's saying, I have to shadow adopt a child, to shadow sponsor a child. That child doesn't have to live with you. Maybe you can just be that person that is going to pay tuition for this child while that child still lives with the family. So we have a lot of things to do. The moment you say yes and you open your heart and you put your hands together, then opportunities, doors begin to open for you. But when you close your heart, you're not going to see those opportunities. Step out, open your heart, bring your hands together and begin to do something. Our mission is global. It is not a small mission. But when we come together, it becomes so small. And no one person will shoulder all the burdens. And so our heart is local. Start local before you go global. And that is what we all should be doing. And that is what we are doing here in One Global Movement. And our purpose is divine. We did not get here by ourselves. We got here because of the creator of the universe, who created you and I, all of us here, and instilled in us that greatness, gave us purpose, gave us a gift to step out and look into what is going on around the world with women, children, and young people and decide to do something. We must all do something. Not to do something, turning your face the other way when you see injustice or when you see a child not going to school or a child doesn't have food to eat, then we must have been contributors to the problems that we decided to turn our head the other way without looking for solutions. And so, the world does not rise when the year changes. The world rises when we do, okay? Because getting to the end of the year is not just to say, I made it. But how did you make it? How did you make it? The world does not rise because the year is changing and making way for another year. The world rises when we all do rising together as a global family to say, we will do whatever it takes. Even if it means going to clean the lake area in your area, because a lot of lakes have been polluted, a lot of rivers have been polluted, and therefore it makes us sick. It makes our children sick. Maybe it's going to a nursing home to help the parents there or reading, or maybe it's going to, like, say, St. Jude's Hospital here to read to the cancer children that are there. What are you doing? We can do something. It doesn't always start with money, but it starts with our character. It starts with gratitude. When it starts there, then the money will come along the way, but it has to start there. So, seeds of a new season. What are the seeds? Every seed planted this year, every act of kindness, every bag of food, every book given to a child, every young person mentored, every woman empowered is a seed that will rise in the next season, 2026, moving forward. This is very, very important. So, One Global Movement is a movement of planting seeds of hope, planting seeds of prosperity, planting seeds of literacy, planting seeds of dignity, planting seeds of leadership, planting seeds of global compassion and empathy. And here is the truth: the world will not heal by grand speeches like I'm speaking here. No, I'm speaking here because I must pass the message out. Okay? But by small seeds planted in faith and love in every child, every young person, and every woman. And it starts with you inside your home, with your family, but it starts within you. It starts with the parents, the father, the mother. It starts with the aunties and the uncles. It starts with the adults of the world that say, I refuse to look the other way when I see a child going hungry, or I see a mother begging on the street just to feed her family, or I see a father shedding tears, a father carrying this weight or shame on his shoulders because he does not have the means to feed his family or protect his family. This is very, very important. The world will not be healed by grand speeches. We must know. And that is to say, action speaks louder than words. But the world will heal by the small, small seeds that we sow in faith and love in every child that we touch. And it begins with one child. It begins with one adult. It begins with one young person. Are you the one that is going to stand at this crossroad to say, I am going to do something? This is what we're going to be doing until the end of this year, and to jumpstart the new year with that. Okay, contributions, and more contributions. We're going to be sending out links. Be a sponsor of a child, of a child's program, 5 chicks per child. Be a sponsor. You can do something. Adopt a child that way and sponsor that child. Adopt a child to give a smile in a bag to a child that needs it in the world. We need to do this. And so what we build today becomes the foundation for generations to come. For when you and I are gone, when we exit the stage of this life, and we know that we did it, so that when we are going to meet our Heavenly Father, we will be smiling. We will not be afraid to go, because we know that we have emptied out ourselves into the world, because we know that we have planted, we have sowed seeds of prosperity, seeds of dignity, seeds of hope into this population, so that when we are going, we will be smiling, we will not be regretting. And this is what we are trying to do here. We want to make sure that we sow seeds of trust in these children, because these children have lost trust in the world. And you and I are here. We've been called to do that. And that is what is going to make us happy and healthy, and to continue to do just that. And so the calling of One Global Movement, a world awaits our yes. A world awaits your yes. A world awaits my yes. And when we bring our yeses together, the world cannot help but feel it, but see it, and live it. The world is a global village. We're talking about the world. It's not that large. And we can literally reach these children by sending these videos, sending the links of One Global Movement page, doing something, not just coming here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at a crossroad, at so many crossroads, and One Global Movement is calling on each and everyone to say yes and stand up and take action. There is a child somewhere praying for food, but does not know where the next food is going to come from. There is a girl praying for education that was once denied an education and pushed into a marriage that she does not know. There is a young man praying for direction in life. You can be that father, that mother that will be there to mentor this child wholeheartedly with love and dignity, to say, I will mentor this child. I will shadow adopt this child, this young person, and mentor them so that they can have the resources that they need at their disposal to build on their goals and their dreams. Because why? When they build on their goals and their dreams, they are the builders of the world. They are the future. But it starts with them building it right now. But they cannot build when we, the parents, the adults, the caregivers, when we, the government, organizations, institutions, businesses, and mentors and sponsors and donors do not provide them with the tools that they need to build the future for all of humanity. There is a mother praying for dignity. A mother that is speaking only in whispers because her voice has been silenced. There is a village praying for change. Like I used to pray in the village of Mbangui. I was praying for change. And the change came to me through my grandmother and my mother and the parents of the village that says, I will educate this child. I will love this child and I will raise this child as my own. That is why the African proverb says, it takes a village to love, raise, and educate a child. And that village did that for me. And that is why we talk in the spirit of Africa, the Ubuntu spirit that says, you are because I am. I am because you are. And this spirit of Ubuntu comes from South Africa with President Nelson Mandela. And we want to embrace this spirit, like my grandmother taught me, that you are because your village was there for you. And therefore, go into the world and take the mantle of hope to the world so that the world will be healed through what you do. And that is why we're here as One Global Movement. And God whispers, I have sent One Global Movement. And God has sent One Global Movement to the world. We are not an organization. Like I keep saying, we are not an organization. We are a lifeline to children, women, and young people. We are a lifeline because you have said, yes, you're going to take action and to help one child, one young person, one woman. Not two. Start with one. Before you know, it will have a ripple effect. We are not an organization. We are a lifeline. We are a global family. We are hope made visible. Hope made to be felt, not just seeing with the naked eyes. And so, entering the new year with purpose is very important. We do not enter the new year passively. No, we are entering it waiting to see what life, we're not just waiting to see what life is going to bring to us. We're not doing that. We are entering it with intention. We are entering it with vision. We are entering it with courage. We are entering it with divine intervention, guiding our steps. We are entering it with purpose and the gift that God has given us. And so our declaration for the new year is simple. Very simple. Simple because that is the authentic thing to do. That is the natural thing to do. We rise with purpose, with compassion, with action. We rise. To donors and partners, we are inviting you. We are giving you this invitation. As we rise, there is room. When you rise, you're spreading your wings like the eagle. There is always room to keep rising. And so there is need for others to rise with us. And that is why we have to open up space within us, within our spirit, to give out to these children, women, and young people, so that God will refill that space. If you don't remove something from within you to give out to this population, God cannot fill out the space within you. And so when we do that, He's going to continue to do that with an overflow. This movement is big. It's the biggest movement in the world, because anything that concerns children, women, and young people is the biggest thing in the world. It is very big, and it is actually one of the biggest. But our mission is even bigger. Our mission is even bigger. More children to feed. And they are, as we speak right now, there are children being born in the hospitals every single day, every second in the world. More children to feed, more mouths to feed, more books to place in small, tiny, beautiful hands, which we are writing. One of the One Global Movement senior children ambassadors has written a book. You may want to buy a book and give it as a gift this holiday. Place that book in a child's hand, because the purpose is to encourage the early spirit of reading in children, to encourage that. Because when a child learns to read, that is a passport into the future for that child. That is freedom for that child. We encourage you to order some of these books, because these books are being sold to support One Global Movement. We encourage you. It's $10 a piece. Maybe for your own family, maybe for your grandchildren, maybe for to give it to a library in your community, maybe to give it to St. Jude's Hospital, just maybe to take it to maybe to a refugee camp, or to a teen challenge, whatever you have. There is always something to be done with that book. More seeds to plant in a village, soil, in your community soil. Maybe you wanna start gathering a group of young people, even as young as even 5, to plant a tree, so that when these children plant that tree, you teach them how to nurture that tree. They are growing alongside with that tree, and tomorrow they will look at it, and they will look at it with wonder and said, wow, I planted a seed of prosperity and a seed of hope, so that others can copy. More young people to mentor. Are you mentoring a young person? They need you. They need us. More women to empower. Are you the one empowering a woman, or you're saying that the place of a woman is in the kitchen, or the place of a woman is in the garden, or you take a woman as a garden just to sow a seed for her to keep having babies, or you are educating that young girl that has been denied an education? What are you doing? What are you doing? More communities to uplift. What are you doing in your community? Are you gathering or youths to do a community cleanup? Maybe cleaning around the tap areas in your community, or picking up the garbage that some people throw on the street, or maybe the wind carry garbage and litter it all over. Are you doing that? There is always something to be done. Maybe you're also to help the government. Go to government centers and see how you can help to do something, because we don't just sit and ask government to do things for us. We need to ask ourselves, what are we doing to these governments? And so, with humility and gratitude, we extend an invitation to everyone. And this invitation will go through you. Take this invitation from One Global Movement and keep inviting people. We must reach every household in the world, so that no child living will ever be left behind. And those that are going to be born, so that when they are born, they are already born into knowing that I am being recognized, that I am being called by name, that I belong, that I am included, that I can read, I can write, and I can also help others do the same. If your heart has been awakened today, let your hands become part of the healing. Let your hands become part of the healing. Put your hands together, hold a child's hand, and say, I am here for you. Embrace a child and take that child for your own and say, I am here for you. Let your hands become part of the healing. And healing so with your heart together in love. And so partner with us. I urge each and every one of you, inviting organizations, government organizations, entities, churches, communities, your organization, or maybe your platform. Partner with us. Let us do this together. Walk with us, build with us, rise with us. Your contribution is not charity at all. It is not. It is an investment in global transformation that will go to change the life of a child, of a young person, or a woman. And our final declaration here, the closing moment of power. As we end this year, we stand on sacred grounds where closure becomes a calling. I will repeat this. As we end this year, we stand on sacred grounds where closure becomes a calling, where endings become beginnings, where brokenness becomes strength, where awareness becomes action. One global movement rises. Children rise when we rise. Women rise when we rise. Youth rise when we rise. Communities rise when we rise. Humanity rises when you and I, when all of us here come together to rise. And together, we step into a new year with hearts awake, hands engaged, and courage leading the way. Thank you guys so much. Let's rise together. Let's heal the world. Thank you guys. And I love you all. Happy holidays to each and every one of you. And I will go to other platforms and deliver this speech again and again until the end of the year. I love you guys and thank you so much. Bye-bye.